What's going on, everybody? Austin Zaback here with vlog number 8, and I wanted to bring on a special guest, and we're just gonna do a Q&A. If you've read the thumbnail, it's all about, the top 3, 4, or 5 things that are holding millennials back right now that we believe, that we're seeing in the industry, in all industries, and really just as a whole right now. And so my special guest here, actually, funny enough, his name's Austin as well. We've known each other for quite a few years now. And you guys, he is nothing short of an absolute rock star. He's made multiple 6 figures in the network marketing industry, has ventured into several other industries, and has really just set the bar extremely high at 22 years old. And I'm just honored to have him here with us today and to be able to share some phenomenal knowledge with you. I'm gonna have some questions for him. I'm sure he'll have some questions for me, and we're gonna get this party started. So Austin, one of the things I've been thinking about lately is, self-awareness. So many people out there, I think, aren't self-aware, of their surroundings, and millennials especially, I think. And I think the majority of people watching are millennials. And how do you overcome something that you're not good at? We live in a world it's really fast moving, right? And things are changing and things are evolving, and you really got to be self-aware, in my opinion. And what are some things that you've done in your personal life to become self-aware and to overcome, obstacles and things that you're not good at?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first off, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad we're able to put this together for you guys. But, self-awareness goes back to, I think what we've learned, through high school and through elementary school are the things that we're good at and the things that we're not good at.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think self-awareness is so big, especially today, because there's so many millennials that want to do 10 million different things. Or, how I've overcome the fact of being not good at something is finding somebody that is.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And that is a self-awareness of understanding of the things that I'm actually good at and the things that I'm not good at.
Right.
And so I think for, millennial entrepreneurs specifically, Austin, is diving into the things that, putting all your eggs in one basket at what you are good at. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I could play basketball, every single day, but I'll never be Michael Jordan.
Totally.
You know what I mean? I'm 5'8" and I'm white, and it's like, I can't jump.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
But if there's one thing that I do know that I'm already good at, that I have a chance in, why not put all your eggs in that basket and continue to, excel in that?
Right.
You know what I mean? I know I will continue to read a book, but I won't get any faster.
Totally.
It's just like cardio for me, but that's why. Why? Because I'm self-aware.
Exactly.
I'm self-aware that that won't happen, no matter how many repetition. But the things I do know that I'm good at, I will get better at.
Totally.
You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying?
So maybe even leverage other people for the things that you're not good at.
Yeah, 100%.
And focus on the things that you are good at.
Yeah.
That's kind of what.
Yeah, 100%. And the part, like if you are in a partnership or whatever it is, because most things in business and entrepreneurship, it takes a team of people rather than just one person.
Totally.
And it's understanding that, hey, dude, you're way better than me at some things.
Absolutely.
And I'm maybe a little bit better at some things than you, and let's put those together and mush it together. And that's, teamwork makes the dream work. And so, it's exactly what you said, leveraging other people at what they're good at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, I think, like you said, I might have a question for you, and I actually do. I'm curious now.
Yeah.
You being an entrepreneur, I've known you now for like 2 years. We met on Instagram. Crazy.
We did.
I lived in Washington State at the time. He was in Arizona. And, you being an entrepreneur since you were 7 years old, and knowing your story, I'm sure these guys know a little bit about your story and have followed you, being so young and knowing you and the businesses that you've created, you threw all of your eggs in one basket.
Right.
You didn't really diversify in a sense at mentorship or at people or, who you learn from. You learn from like one person and you dove into that and you've created success.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, what do you have to say about like just the information out there? Just like what people, when they're watching this video, what are they going to get differently here that they might get elsewhere? You know what I'm saying?
Totally. Great question, by the way, and great answer. For everybody watching, that was awesome. Being self-aware, that's huge. Leverage is key and is crucial, and you really got to focus on what you're good at. Some things can be developed, others can't. You can't grow 6'2" and go play basketball. Like you're done growing. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm done growing too. It's all good. So no, that's a great question. So I think that like you said, I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, as have you, and you know, I've done a lot of different things. And some of you guys probably know, other of you guys don't know. You know,
yeah.
And you know, I've tried different things, but I've never tried 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 or 12 things at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, when I was young, I owned a pool company. And then when I went from my pool company to, you know, working a traditional job, you know, when the market crashed. And I went from working that traditional job to working 18 more traditional jobs. You know, I never got fired, but, you know, I just hated being told what to do, when to do it, when to show up for work, how much I was worth. And, you know, I didn't like the fact that I knew I was going to have to work for 40 hours a week for 40 years. You know, and retire, you know, at 60 years old on 40% of my income. I just didn't like that, right? So then, you know, I found Sears, but then it was real estate. You know, then I got into real estate and things really clicked for me. And you know, it's interesting that you ask, because I think it's an epidemic right now that's happening, in my opinion. I think that millennials especially, so if you're a millennial, I think it's you're born in 1984 and after, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, but 18 to 30, right? So millennials especially, you know, there's so many gurus out there. You know, there's me, right? There's you. And we're not gurus by any means. You know, we're just two millennials just sharing, you know, what we've achieved so far, and to try to help all of you guys, you know, go out there and crush all your dreams and goals. But, you know, you have Grant Cardone, right? You got Ty Lopez, you got Gary Vaynerchuk, you got Tony Robbins, you got Bob Proctor, you got, I mean, Jim Rohn, you got Les Brown, you have Eric Thomas, you have Cody Sperber, like, you have, and I could go on and on and on, right? Of course, I mean, I could literally, the list is unbelievably huge.
Yeah.
And I think what happened, and everybody has a little bit, everybody approaches business and life and entrepreneurship slightly differently. And they all, you know, they all have a slightly different message. And I see this over and over and over again where people get caught in this learning phase of wanting to learn everything before they ever execute on anything.
Yeah.
You know, they want to read every book and watch every video and have every mentor and learn, and it's like at some point you have to just pick something, and you have to just stick with it, I think.
Yeah.
You know, there's no easy way. People think that, you know, they can do the stock market, and they can do Forex, and they can do real estate, and they can do network marketing, and they can start, you know, a dispensary, and they can do all these things at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's just not possible. You can't spread yourself that thin, nor can you with information.
Yeah.
You know, my advice to all of you guys, if I have one piece of advice, I think you would agree, Austin, is, you know, find one mentor that you can really relate to, and just follow that mentor. You know, literally wear what they wear, walk like they walk, talk like they talk, eat what they eat. You know, drive what they drive if you can afford it. You know, and really just model that. Until you're that, you know, because if you do what successful people do, you're going to get what they have every single time, right? So, you know, I think that's crucial because we live in a world where there's actually too much information out there.
TMI.
So, TMI, you know, so cut it back, man. You know, I'm all about reading books. I'm all about listening to audios. I'm all about having mentors. But at some point, you got to take action. You know, you're not going to make money reading the book. You're not going to make money watching the video. You're going to make money by going out there and taking action. And I think that's so crucial. You know, ready, fire, aim. You know, I live my life by ready, fire, aim. You know, jump off the cliff and build the airplane on the way down. You know, and that's how I live my life. You know, so I think that's crucial to success nowadays. I hope that answered your question. You know, and I hope that answered your guys' question. If you guys, you know, are watching this right now, internalize that. You know, figure out what that means to you and really, you know, try to implement that into your life, because I promise you, I'm 22, he's 22, and very humbly speaking, we both created some massive success. I know you for sure have. I know I'm well on my way. And, you know, we're just looking to help all of you guys because a lot of the gurus are getting older. You know, and what the gurus did 10 or 15 or 20 years ago doesn't necessarily relate anymore. Things are changing, and they're changing fast. You know, with that being said, Austin, I mean, what do you think? A question for you. So, you know, a lot of people they kind of like to put their toe in the water, in my opinion. Like they just kind of like to test out the waters. Like, well, I tell you what, Austin, I'll join your network marketing company, and you know, in 60 days, if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna go back to my day job. You know, and they got this plan B, and it's always like they're just not all in. You know, there's this cushion. Like maybe it's their parents. Like they know their parents will support them if it fails or whatever it is, right? I think we see that a lot. And you know, talk to me a little bit about that. Is that fear? I mean, what is that? Like why and why should you not do that? Why should someone watching, you know, not have a plan B? I mean, why? Maybe they should go all in.
So, I mean, your answer was incredible.
I appreciate that
because I related to that because I remember, you know, when I started my entrepreneurial journey, you know, I've almost been in the network marketing industry 7 years. Like that's crazy. You know
Insane.
what I mean? You know, like I signed up when I was 14. Like wild, or almost. I would just turn 15 and. You know, I think, you know, like you said, like you would throw your eggs in one basket and you built it and that's why you're so successful now. And you know what I mean? You're just scratching your surface and your capabilities of what's going to happen in the next 90 days, in the next 120 days, in the next 2 years. You know what I mean? Which I'd love for you to talk about that as well. You know, the difference between the 90 days and the 2 years. But so I related with you because you said, you know, why, you know, instead of having 10 mentors, have one.
Right.
You know, it's like chasing. This is the same exact thing. Like diversifying 5 different things right away. It's like chasing 2 rabbits and expecting to catch 1. I think a mentor is exactly the same thing. Why chase 2 mentors when when you can't even catch 1? Right. You know what I mean? You just don't. You're like a lost puppy, dude. You know what I mean? And and the subconscious, a confused mind never does anything. We know that.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But. I think a plan B goes back to that, dude. It hits the self-awareness. It's understanding that, you know, and in growing your mind and your mentor. I mean, like see what your mentor does. See what you know what I mean? If people are when people are following you, they have to understand one thing, and that one thing is you're in it to win it, bro. You know what I mean? There is no plan B for you. You know what I mean? And that's what you have to have being an entrepreneur because subconsciously, if there is a plan B, there's a little bit of a cushion. There is. And I think you know, we've heard this, it doesn't take this anymore, but we've heard of the stories, you know, we've listened to the audios, you've seen on YouTube, you've seen on Instagram, people's success stories, right? From rags to riches, which it no longer has to be that way. You no longer have to hit rock bottom to hit the top, but that's what we've heard. And I think that is the reason for not having a plan B. Totally. You know what I mean? But I also think people like myself, you know what I mean? I've never hit rock bottom. You know, I've never been poor. I've been broke. You know what I mean? But I've never been poor, which poor is passing over opportunities repeatedly. I've never been that. I've been broke though, but broke.
Well, poor is a state of mind.
Yes, that's
broke
exactly
is a number.
And that state of mind is why people have a plan B.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They want that cushion. They want that security. You know what I mean? Which there's no such thing as security anymore.
Of course not.
You know, and I mean, you've run into that so much. Like we're both so aware of that. And that's why being an entrepreneur, and that's how we've created success. Of course. You know what I mean? Because I mean, there's nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that's about being an entrepreneur, dude. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's a fun entrepreneur. There we go. And it's I remember this one story. I was graduating high school and I started my business, and somebody said, "Austin, you're unemployed." I said, "No, I'm unemployable." And that was my mindset. I love it. Because I didn't have a plan B. I mean, plan B could have been go back to a job. Of course. Plan B could have been, you know what I mean, stay moving in with mom and you know, go do something to make a little bit extra money. But mine was plan A. That's the only thing there is to it. And that's what you've seen. That's why I've seen so much success in your real estate business and your career there. And that's why, you know what I mean, you'll change the game here, especially here in Arizona with the millennials, with the people that are watching now. That's huge, dude. That's awesome. No plan B, dude. That's awesome. No plan B. Plan A. What's the point of it? Plan A or nothing. Yeah, exactly, I love it, dude. I love the answer to that. Yeah. That's incredible. Yeah, I mean, I really agree with you. You know, fear is false evidence appearing real. Exactly. You know, 100%. Exactly, dude. I mean, what's that saying? You know, Will Smith talks about, you know, at minimum danger is maximum fear, right? So, you know, I took him skydiving the other day, or well, a couple months ago, and I'm actually going to be we're both going to be in the process of getting our skydiving licenses here real soon. And the reason I want to skydive, not only is it really cool, but it's a mindset thing for me. It's doing everything and being all in. All in. You know, there's no plan B there. Right, there's no plan B. You know, it's just going and doing it all in, and it's
It's just making it happen, man.
Yeah.
You know, and so like I said, so at minimum danger is maximum fear. So, you know, 2 days before you're about ready to jump out of the airplane, you're freaking out, right?
Yeah.
You're freaking out, you're freaking out, you're freaking out. You're on the airplane all the way, the whole ride up, you're still freaking out. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe, right? And then the second that you jump, so now you're at maximum danger.
Maximum
fear goes away.
Yeah.
It's pure bliss.
Gone.
100% bliss, fear goes away.
Yeah.
And now you're at maximum danger.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how that works, right? So I want to be able to put myself constantly in a position in my life where I'm in, you know, these places where I'm in maximum danger.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't want fear to run my life, you know, at all. So that's awesome. That's absolutely incredible. I think the last thing, you know, that we can just kind of chat about really quick and before we end this for you guys is just your mindset.
Yeah.
You know, overall your mindset and time, you know, and you know, how do you get in the right mindset, you know, and how do you, I mean, a lot of people watch, you guys, you know, probably watching this, you know, everybody said, I mean, you know, personal development's like bathing, right?
Yeah,
you got to do it daily, you know, of course. You know, and I think that's crucial. I mean, I don't think there's a lot to it. I think people overcomplicate it. Am I right?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's fairly simple.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, like you said, personal development is daily.
It is.
You know what I mean? It's like a bath. You know what I mean?
Yep.
hopefully you do it. Hopefully you do it. Hopefully you guys do it daily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's understanding, you know, with your mentor, like you said, you know what I mean? But one thing I've noticed while I'm going through my personal growth journey, because, you know, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yep.
You know, I've always said this for, you know, literally every single year that I turn, you know, a new age. I'm always like, my hero is me next year.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And next year on May 11th, when I turn 23, my hero is me next year. Why? Because you're either growing or you're dying.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And we have to do it daily. In order to grow, you know what I mean? And understanding and being self-aware and understanding that the process of growing is not going to happen tomorrow. Right. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. You know, the microwave was the greatest, worst invention ever made. Yep. And I mean, you know why? You can talk about this. I mean, your first 6, 7, 8 months in real estate wasn't anything. Yep. What did the last 2 years look like? Right. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I mean, yeah, that's insane. It is. Just hearing that story that you told me that I remember we were in a car, we were driving. You're like, yeah, dude, for the first 8 months? 9 months. I didn't close the deal for 9 months. 9 months, dude. The average person would have done what? They would have quit after what, 60 or 90 days? Yeah. At the most. And that's if they're good. Yeah. Right. You know. Absolutely. I mean, 9 months, and now the last. And what did you do in real estate your first year? In dollar-wise? In dollar-wise. Multiple 6 figures. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I did about $20 million in sales. Yeah, $20 million in sales. Yep. Slightly above. It's insane. Yeah, absolutely. After, you know, so 9 months. Yeah, it's incredible. You know, it really is. Growing. Yeah, that went with growing. Exactly. You learned so much of that. And over the last 2 years, I mean, you know what I mean? People underestimate what they can do in 5 years, and they overestimate what they can do in 90 days or, you know, 180 days. Yeah, exactly. 100% of the time. And so I think really, you know, to finish it off is on that lap, what we were just talking about, is to sit down and, you know, be patient. You know, work hard. You know, work your freaking butt off. But, you know, don't give up, man. I see so many millennials right now that, you know, social media has really screwed things up for millennials. Because, you know, you see the guy with the abs or the girl with the big butt, right? Or, you know, all these different things, the fast cars. And first of all, you don't even know if that's real. Unless you actually physically, you know, we get caught up in thinking that we have a relationship with the people that we follow. In reality, we've never met them. Exactly. So unless you actually know them, first of all, we don't know that that's their Lamborghini. We don't know, you know, that picture that they took with their abs, they might have fasted for 48 hours and then went and got a pump on, got perfect lighting, you know, perfect camera, perfect angle, you know, they rubbed some wax on themselves, you know, some baby oil, right? And all of a sudden, you think that they just walk around looking like that 24 hours a day, when in reality, that's just not the case, you know? So I think millennials get caught up in wanting things right now. They want it to happen right now. And the result of that is
it never happening.
Exactly.
Because you end up giving up and you end up trying different things over and over and over and over and over again, different things, different industries, different whatever, and ultimately you think there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because you think everybody else out there is killing it, you're not killing it, what's wrong with me, there's something wrong with me, you know, and all of a sudden now you're at the doctor getting prescribed, you know, Xanax because, you know, you got ADHD or ADD, right? You know, the pharmaceutical companies are creating problems to fix problems, and that's a whole nother topic. So, you know, I really think that that's another epidemic that we're looking at right now. I mean,
one of my mentors once told me, you know, like you always say, the grass is never greener on the other side.
Never.
One of my mentors, you know, he's made over $100 million. He taught me one thing, and he said, Austin, whenever you have a problem, bring me 3 problems, and one of them has to include you.
I love it.
And I was like, wow. You know, I mean, for the first couple of years, I didn't understand that. But now I'm like, holy cow. It's what you always say. The grass is never greener on the other side.
Nope.
You know what I mean? What you're doing is maybe not working right now, or maybe just a slight change that's what's going to do it for you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And really, you know, tightening that down and being self-aware and understanding what you need to get better at within what you're doing, that should change. But I mean, you have 3 problems. You have 3 problems. You know, one of them better be you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The grass is never greener on the other side.
Never.
Maybe a little easier to mow.
Yep.
But who wants easier? There's no such thing as easy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Life will never get any easier.
No, of course not. Your problems just get bigger.
Exactly.
As you become more successful.
Yeah,
you know?
that's exactly it.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, once again, guys, you know, I truly want to thank you for being on here.
Likewise.
You know, being on the YouTube channel and providing content. You guys, you know, it's really been an honor to have Austin here. He's an absolute stud, an absolute rock star. And I'm going to include right here down below the video links to, you know, your Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So you guys can go check him out, follow him for daily motivation, inspiration, and just overall frickin' just greatness. So thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you got something out of it. You know, if you like what we did here, definitely comment down below what you'd like to see in future videos. I'd be happy to have Austin back on, or different guests or whatever if you like this style video. And as always, make sure you smash that like button, and if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks again.
Heck yeah, thanks for having me on, boss.
Heck yeah, man.
Have a
Appreciate
good one,
it,
guys.
brother.
Thank you, guys.
Talk to you soon.